I forgot to put a disclaimer, but just letting you guys know, these are my opinions, those are their opinions, you have your opinions, no judgment at all for anybody's opinions because books are such a personal experience for everybody, and obviously everybody's gonna have different opinions of everything in every book that they read, so just know that this is just a fun video. I'm not trying to like be rude or mean to these people or anything like that, and I'm not actually like deeply offended by anything that I say. I mean, maybe some of them, considering which books I'm talking about, but this is just supposed to be a lighthearted and fun video, so just don't take it too seriously, and I love you guys very much. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you're here. Today we are chilling on the floor because I had a little sit down video idea that I have seen circulating for quite a bit of time. I've seen Larry Reeds do it, I've seen Heather McLary do it, and I just thought it would be fun, and I love making myself suffer. So I thought, why not? Today we're going to be reading 1-star reviews of my 5-star or 6-star or just like favorite books of all time. Again, apparently I like to suffer. Couldn't really tell you exactly why I'm choosing to do this. We are going to be reading Goodreads reviews specifically. If you're not following me on Goodreads, go ahead and follow me on there or all my other social medias too. They're always linked down below. Now, obviously, we're not going to be able to do all of my 5-star reads. One, because some of them are part of series and I don't want to like spoil anything for you guys, so I'm going to be doing like non-spoiler reviews. But also that video would probably be way too long, even though I am very picky about my 5-star reads. And that's the thing though too. I'm a picky girl. I don't be giving out 5 stars left and right. You know what I mean? Like, a book has to fit a certain criteria to be a 5-star. So that's why whenever I'm reading these, they will hurt. They will hurt here, deep down in my soul, okay? I do not take a 5-star lightly. Let's go ahead and start with my most recent 5-star, which was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, which is the 3rd book in like the Part of Your World Interconnected Standalone trilogy thing. I still don't know exactly what to call those, but that'll do. I love this book so much. I truly think that if I was a girl in a book, I would want to be Emma so I could be with Justin because the way he takes care of her, the way he loves on her, the way he shows her that he loves her, like literally this man is the definition of if he wanted to he would, which so many people are saying, but they're so right. And like acts of service is just this man saying, and I just love him, and I think that he's just so quirky and fun and funny and goofy and also just like the most caring person ever, and I just love the way he treats Emma. So we're gonna read the 1-star reviews and see how mentally I can deal with this. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. I'm not going to say names or anything like that. I think I deserve a sweet treat for finishing this book because it clearly should have been a DNF. Now, DNF out of the way, you deserve a sweet treat anytime you finish a book. First off, it doesn't feel like the author who wrote Yours Truly could have written this. The writing was so choppy and it totally lacked substance. Heartbreaking because Yours Truly is also a 5-star. I disagree. Let's move on. And don't get me started on the main characters and their complete lack of chemistry. It was just so boring. What? The jokes didn't land and every statement felt like it was made to try and be relevant and trendy. Totally cringe. Also, if I read or heard anything about someone feeling small or getting small or being small ever again, I am going to combust. And yet you read it in 2 days. Let me just say that. I completely disagree. There was so much chemistry. And they were literally meant to be together. So moving on. What in the trauma dumping was this? There was a little bit of trauma, not gonna lie. This is obviously working for most people based on the raving reviews I've seen, but the way these characters and their chemistry just felt so flat to me. So boring. DNF at 60%. See, I don't understand. Like, there's so much substance there. I love them. This was so bad. Do elaborate. Why don't you? Wait, this one's really funny. Sorry, I am not a fan. Have you not seen Dateline? Also moving to Minnesota over Hawaii? Come on, sister. And for a man you never met? I just can't, period. Also, my fantasy books are more realistic than this. And I don't want to keep being negative, so I turn on my comments. I'll leave it at the ha ha ha. I'll try another one, maybe. Okay, this one is low-key very understandable because she's a traveling nurse and she like gets to pick where she travels next. And her and her best friend were about to go to Hawaii and then they choose to go to Minnesota to be with him, and she's like never met him or anything because they met through Reddit. It is a romance book. Okay, some things are gonna be a little cringy and outlandish and not real. I've come to terms with that, and I think you should as well. Love you. I know what this book was going for. I just hated it. So why? You know what I mean? Like, whenever people write comments like this, if you're not gonna elaborate, tell me why, or explain what you thought the book was going for. How do you know? You know what I mean? Like, how will I know that you know? Because obviously I got it. We're gonna leave that one there because I feel kind of attacked right now. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and do a fantasy book. Oh my god. Okay. I feel like we have to do Powerless, no? One of my favorite books of all time. Here we go. Boy, I'm so freaking nervous. If you've never read Powerless, basically it is like an enemies to lovers YA fantasy book. It's also dual POV. There's a lot of tension too. There's no smut or anything like that, but there's so much tension that it almost makes you feel like it's not a YA book. It is just so good. And I just absolutely fell in love with it. I've raved about it so much, so I'm not going to explain it any further. This review says, I finished it. That's the nicest thing I can say about this book. Okay. The way that I can't relate, but it's fine. I can't post this one because it's bad words, but this one's funny. So it's really just the Hunger Games, but with powers and a bunch of tropes being thrown at each other. This is what I don't understand. People say that it's so much like the Hunger Games and stuff like that. It is based off of 2 other books, and she was like 18 years old whenever she started writing it. Same age that like Sarah J Maas was whenever she really started getting into writing Throne of Glass, which is her very first series that she ever wrote. Lauren Roberts' inspo for this book, for Powerless, for this series, was The Hunger Games and The Red Queen, which are both very popular dystopian and fantasy books, especially back in the day. You know what I mean? Like the 2012 days when I was a kiddo. And my thing is that I don't think that it is so similar to what people are saying. And I think it's perfectly fine for her to draw inspiration from other things and other books and stuff like that, because obviously like that's probably what made her want to become a writer. And in no way do I think that it is too similar to The Hunger Games. Sometimes I feel like people have not read other fantasy books because trials in fantasy books are literally like, there's so many books that have trials. Just because this one has it doesn't mean it's exactly like The Hunger Games. And that's not on that, period. So, okay, this one just says cringe. You're cringe for not liking this book. Gotcha. Truly for this book, I just see so many Hunger Games comparisons, and I'm sorry. Like, yes, there's trials, but it's just so different. Also, people keep saying that it's bad writing. Bad writing where? Where is it? Can't find it. Okay, this one's really coming for a personal attack, so I'm gonna read it. If you consider this one of the best fantasy books you have ever consumed, why do you have the reading comprehensions of a 5-year-old? Okay, babes. I ultimately implore you to go outside. This is actually funny. I ultimately implore you to go outside and sit with nature for a good while. We're gonna go ahead and leave it at that because I cannot take any more of this Powerless slander, especially because I actually want to reread it before Reckless comes out, so I'm probably gonna have to reread it in the month of June coming very soon, and I am swayed very easily by people's reviews. So we're gonna move on. I feel like we have to do an Emily Henry book. Happy Place or Betrayed. Happy Place or Betrayed. I'm gonna do Happy Place because I have it displayed so nicely on my bookshelves. I do really want to reread all of my 5-star reads by Emily Henry coming up this summer, just because I want to know how I would rank them. And honestly, like, I've been forgetting so many book plots, even my favorite book plots ever, because of this series right here. This series has done a number on me, and I literally don't know what to do about it. And honestly, since I've kind of forgotten about it, I think it might be fun to reread some of my 5-star reads, because then it's like I'm reading them for the first time again. I just love this one so much because this one specifically talks about a lot of hardships with like growing up and how your friendships change and stuff like that growing up, and I just really related to that. And this was a very emotional book for me to read, and I related to the characters a ton. So let's see what people have to say in the 1-star category of Goodreads. This is wild. Oh my god. When I die, I want Emily Henry to lower me into my grave so she can let me down one last time. Okay. I will say that a lot of people don't like this because of the miscommunication. Let's see if I can find anything on that. Miss Henry, can you explain how shoddy is gonna pay? Can you explain how shoddy is gonna pay for these loans? Somebody commented, for real, in this economy, I'm dead. That's really funny. I was so irritated with this book, I basically hate Reddit. So much eye rolling, so much miscommunication. A lot of people don't like the miscommunication in this book, but I feel that in this book it is justified because there's so much reasoning why it's going on, and there's so much going on in these characters' lives. Miscommunication is one of my least favorite tropes, but I could stomach it in this one. Like, I barely even realized it was miscommunication until people started talking about it after, and I was like, oh, like, I just read a book with miscommunication and like ate it up and loved it. These characters are so idiotic with their decisions and ideas of love and romance. The friend group is also stupid, and the way everyone treats each other is terrible. Definitely the worst rom-com I've ever read, and the worst Emily Henry book so far. First of all, Emily Henry books are not rom-coms. Let me just say that. It's a contemporary romance. completely different. Does she still have some like funny cute little moments, even like cringy moments here and there? Of course, sure. It's a romance book, babes. Like, they have those, but they're not rom-coms. Realistically, in Emily Henry's books, I love how all of her characters feel so authentic and so real. A lot of people get so annoyed with the miscommunication and stuff like that of it all, or how the friend group worked and how they were like toxic or whatever, and I'm like, that's just how real life friendships go. And friendships are so much harder too than just having like a one-on-one relationship sometimes, just because the longer you're friends with somebody, like, you don't like live with them like you do your partner, you know what I mean? Like, you have miscommunication and it's not like you can like talk about it because you live together all the time or anything like that. And especially when you've gone through so many different seasons of life with those people, like, it's just a very hard relationship to have, and I feel like this book really exemplified that so well. Sometimes, like, with these books that people rate 1 star, I wish I could like go to these people's houses and just like explain to them why I love it, and then they would be like, okay, great, so it's a 5 star now. And I'd be like, okay, great combo. Run it back and do a reread, babes. DNF, unpopular opinion, you don't need to be so descriptive with every other word. Completely disagree, because I love the writing and it's beautiful, wonderful, magical, amazing, no slander, please. Someone said not my happy place. That's actually so iconic. See, here's the thing, if it's gonna be a mean review or a 1-star review, at least add some comedy. Like, at least make me giggle a little bit. I wasn't happy while reading this. Someone straight up said yuck. Yuck. Okay. Yuck, this is terrible. I loathe this book. Babes. Me screenshotting all these so I can show you guys. This novel is juvenile, boring, and depressing to read. There is no fun except maybe one scene on a Ferris wheel thanks to drugs. And still, it lacked originality and energizing fun. No chemistry is so wild to me. It is just so crazy how like people can read the same book, and because of like life experiences or whatever, just like liking different things, that we can all have a different experience with it. It's so interesting to me. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our next book. I don't know how many I'm gonna do. Let's do my favorite ACOTAR book, which is A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is the 3rd one. This bad boy right there. I absolutely love that one. There's so much action, just so much going on. It is just so good. The second one is also really good. I rated that one 5 stars too, but the 3rd one is my personal favorite. I knew this was coming. 202. That's the number of times that the word mate in any of its hellish forms is used in this book. 202. She really emphasized that. I do have to say, Sarah J Maas does have her words and her sayings, and she uses them. You know what I'm saying? Like calls to like. Come on. Come on. I mean, she just loves those words. This one is wild. I can't even share it. I vomit a little in my mouth every time I see someone gushing over Rhysand or any mails written by SJM. Boring, jealous, and toxic. Now, you better get Dorian's name out of your mouth. Get Dorian's name out of your mouth right now. I am actually so deeply offended by that comment. Why can I not do this without laughing? Someone said, boring with heart eyes. Cute. How respectful. Add an emoji, instantly adds respect. Spoiler alert, it's trash. Have you seen trash? We have different definitions for the word, and that's okay. That's okay. We can have differing opinions and different definitions. Okay. Different definitions. Sometimes I don't even know how you guys like literally watch me just yap. You know, I just be yapping on here for so long in every single video. Sometimes I wonder like why you guys choose to watch me, especially because half the time I cannot even speak. You know, I just be tripping over my words. Sarah J Maas will be hearing from my lawyer soon. Okay, not a lawsuit. We're gonna move on because I'm getting a little grumpy with things being said about my girl Mayra. Next, let's go ahead and do Better Than the Movies. This is one of the books that I have just loved for so long. Really kickstarted my reading journey this past year. So let's see what people have to say in the 1-star category. The star is only for Wes. Okay, respectfully, he does earn a star. Okay, he does. He is a king. I love him so much. I just straight up didn't say what this book was about either. Better Than the Movies is a YA rom-com-y romance. It's so cute. It's literally like when you think of falling in love for the first time, that's the book I think of. Perfect example right here. And this is a book that I recommend to like literally everybody, especially for like their first read. I feel like it's very easy to read and it's just very good. If you like the movies, like To All the Boys I Loved Before, anything like that, you would eat this book up in like a minute, like in a heartbeat. This was not better than the movies. I simply beg to differ. Especially like if you compare this to other like young adult movies, like especially like the Netflix ones, like The Kissing Booth. Excuse me, this is gold compared to that. Okay, trash. That's it, just trash. Okay. Again, where's the trash? I would love to see it. Can't relate. I don't know where you see trash. Okay, because I see gold. You know, she annoyed me. Like, girl, you aren't quirky. Bestie, she's in high school. She thinks she's everything. She thinks she's the main character. Even though she technically is the main character of this book, so I guess that does kind of work for her. It's a romance. Come on, like, she gotta be quirky. The female protagonist has to be one of the most annoying characters I've had the misfortune of coming across in a while. She is the worst pick-me, on top of being a really shitty friend and just all-around awful person. I wanted to give up on this book, but I persevered. English. I think that's supposed to say persevered until the very end, just so I could give it a 1 star. So the thing about this book is that she's in high school. You know, like, she's not like a perfect human, and none of us are. I think sometimes whenever people read books, like, they just go in thinking that the humans are gonna be like so perfect and like relatable on every single level. And like this girl right here, like my girl Liz, like, she's been through it. She's been through some stuff. Okay, she's not perfect. She's literally like 17. So you know what I mean? Like, why are we expecting, oh my god, English. Why are we expecting perfection from teenagers? I simply don't understand. I think a lot of the times people want the book to be something different than it is. And so they go in wanting that, even though like the book just isn't that at all. And like there's no expectations for the books to be that, like, at all, besides what they made up in their head. And so when it's not that, they're like, oh my gosh, how dare she be a 17-year-old with feelings and she's having a hard time because she has trauma, you know? How dare she be a 17-year-old that wants to get asked to the prom? Bestie, are we reading the same book? Okay, let's go ahead and end off with another fantasy book. We're gonna end off with The Ballad of Never After by Miss Stephanie Garber. That is the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. This book really made me start to get into fantasy. Ava Jacks are everything. I love them so much. The third one, not my favorite. Okay, not my favorite. But the second one is amazing and incredible. Literally, my rating for this one was just pain, period. Because it was very painful. So let's see what people have to say in the 1-star category. I'm so desperate to figure out what people see in Jax. I don't even know what he is. He doesn't have any personality. Zilch, zero, nada. My body literally coughing because it disagrees with you so hard. Wait, this part's actually funny. All he does is eat apples, arguably the most boring fruit out there. So it's fitting for him, I guess. That's kind of funny. You know, respect. All Evangeline cares about is having a love story, and she acts like she's having 2, while in reality, she has none. Ooh. I feel like a lot of this is just like the plot in this book is so messy and like truly like it's literally like a fairy tale fantasy mystery type thing. And she is married to somebody in the book, but she's not really. I think a lot of people are like, cheating trope. Babes, that's not a cheating trope. It's literally magical land where magic somehow got them together. You know, like, no, I'm the queen of identifying the cheating trope. And I didn't have those feelings in that book, so you shouldn't either, period. Point blank, period. Your opinions do matter, though. Love you. Just the end of this one. Hoping for a Jax death trope in book 3. Absolutely no. We're not doing that. That was terrible. 400 pages of an underdeveloped chosen girl being dragged through a boring plot by a problematic but painfully handsome man. I don't know what happened between the first book and this thing, but I will definitely not be reading the next book. Sometimes I literally just don't understand. Like I've been saying, are we reading the same book? Babes, are we reading the same book? Where'd you get your book from? I got mine from Barnes. Where's yours from? Let me know in the comments down below. Because it must have something different in there. A boring plot? There are literally twists and turns at every single moment. Miss Stephanie Garber is a literal genius. Had me second guessing everything. Boring is the one thing that this book is not. One thing. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I'm guessing that's because they read one of the other books and they didn't like it. Creative. I like that one. Prob's the dumbest female main character I have ever read about. Now, I never said Evangeline was smart. Never said she had a lot going on up here. Okay, never said that. Do I like the like naivety of her character? And I like how she's just like a sweet little girly, you know, like she doesn't really need to be smart. You know, that's just like not who she is. And it's okay to have different characters. You know, it's okay to like different characters and have them be different, you know. I kind of like how she just wanted to be in love. You know, a lot of people just want to be in love. Not my only goal in life, but like I love being in love. But I will say she was not the smartest character. I do love her though. Okay, this one's really getting me. Really getting my goat. Hyphen. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Guys, I'm past the stage of confusion. I'm utterly indifferent. I finished this book and I'm still waiting for the plot. Cause, wait, what is this even supposed to say? I thought cuz was CZ, but I'm still waiting for the plot. CZ, oh, okay. Still still waiting for the plot, because the heck was that? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Duck face? Okay. So when people... Okay, actually, let's just have a convo really quick. So when people talk about plot in books, so much going on in this one. So much going on. You cannot tell me that there was no plot, because there was, and literally I could go through that entire book and tell you so many different plots, especially the end. Oh my gosh, babes, did you finish it? Did you finish it? If you did finish it, let me know, because maybe this video was a bad idea. Can I bite you now? Well, I hope you're hungry for nothing. Be so for real. I wish I was illiterate. Okay, that's kind of funny though at the end. That was kind of funny. So respect to the humor. I hope you're hungry for nothing. What do you mean? Hungry for nothing? There was so much going on in that entire time. There was so much tension in that scene too. This book made me realize how much I love tension. Honestly, more than smut. Tension over smut any day. There, I said it. It's out there. Also, people calling it immature, it's literally YA. Like, I feel like people forget that, like, when you go into a YA book, especially as, like, a fully grown adult, like, you have to be a little bit understanding there. You can't just, like, expect, like, a contemporary romance or anything like that, babes. Like, you're just, like, thinking too much of it. It's literally for young adults. If you don't like it, there's the door. That's not that book's problem. That's your choice for reading it. I think that I'm getting stressed out over this, and this video needs to end. Maybe. So let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you want me to do it again, maybe in the future when I have a lot more 5-star reads on my belt. I think this video actually made me realize how many books I rate 5-star reads, and it is very slim pickings, very few and far between. So also let me know if you have any 5-star book recommendations that you think will be 5 stars for me, because I want them and I need them. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and go ahead and comment down below the heartbreak emoji, because that's how I felt during this video. Comment down below the heartbreak emoji if you watch until the very end, so I know who the real ones are. If you want to keep up with me on the daily, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and my Goodreads, especially Goodreads if you want to keep up with what I'm reading on the daily. And let me just say again, these are my opinions. These are those people's opinions or your opinions. If you liked a book that I didn't like, or vice versa, not a big deal, okay? We all have our own opinions over books, and I just thought this would be a super fun and, I don't know, different video from what I normally do. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Bye. We're back, we're back, we're back.